Indeed.
Hello and welcome back to Kavran D&D. Things got a little bit dangerous last time, so let's recap those events. Last time, the party interrogated their prisoner. They didn't reveal much, but they did learn that the group's goal was to try and help Valuc'tar ascend to a higher form, whatever that meant. During the interrogation, however, Hugo, from his position with Namiri flying above the town, spotted a figure on a chariot pulled by a polar bear approaching the village over the water. Stix offered to put himself on the line, revealing his presence to another member of the draconic group, trying to play off being an inquiring but innocent traveller to learn more about the group. He wasn't wholly convincing and was forcibly invited to meet Lord Northstole, the chariot rider. Meanwhile, Klari and Arwen were sneaking through the village, luring several guards out of position, silently taking them down. Stix conversed with Lord Northstole, who was very suspicious of his intentions, having spotted the dragons in the sky. He told Stix he would not tolerate interference from another sect, before ordering those around him to kill Stix. Departing, confident in his underling's ability to kill Stix, Lord Northstole and his polar bear bade their retreat. The ensuing fight was tough. The magical practitioners within the group were able to conjure vines that restrained both Klari and Stix, keeping the party separated for some time, while Hugo and Namiri did their best to reach the party as fast as possible. Stix nearly succumbed to the onslaught, but was just able to escape. Arwen's healing powers kept Klari on her feet as well, and between them, the party finished off the draconic order in the town, Hugo utilizing his new Echo incarnate form. In the peace after the battle, the party freed 2 trapped fishermen forced to work for the draconic order and sent them on their way safely before departing the town themselves in the same direction as Lord Northstone. You all took a long rest, I believe. You all take a long rest?
Yeah.
Yes. You all took a long rest, and another day passed, or another night passed, and we picked things up again in the morning. Once more. Having retreated into the forest somewhat away from the frigid coast, the morning is overcast but relatively mild from your position within the magical forest itself, keeping you warm. What would you like to do? How would you like to travel?
I would like to gallop I'm a horse.
Okay. You find 2 nearby bits of wood and clack them together to make a.
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent.
Arwen's galloping. I'm skipping.
Okay.
What's left to do?
I don't know.
The worm.
You guys can't see Klari anyway.
That's about right.
Klari tells you she was doing something really cool, you just couldn't see it.
She could fucking can't roll less than 25 in acrobatics, on your hands or some shit.
Probably, yeah.
Was that what you needed to know?
Well, I was more asking. So I'm going to take it from that you are walking on foot.
Or hands.
Or hands.
Yeah.
No, I've got. Now that we're long rested, I can do wind walk again.
Okay, so Stix casts wind walk.
Indeed.
What pathway are you following? Are you heading? Are you following the coast? Are you heading in a particular compass direction? Lord himself took off across the water but following the coastline from what you could see.
I think we said
I
we were
reckon-
going to follow the coast.
Yeah, so we don't get lost.
Yeah.
Okay. And final question: how high are you flying? Are you keeping low to the ground? Are you keeping very high?
High.
High? 500 feet? 1,000 feet?
Like 500 feet.
Okay.
Seems about right.
Okay. Familiar now with the regular casting of this spell by Stix, you all adopt a heightened speed in your wind forms, taking off, keeping track of each other by the little bits of swirling dust and eddies of cloud you pick up and gather around yourselves like small wind elementals. The day is not unpleasant, but not overly enjoyable. Unable to talk or necessarily communicate in your wind forms, it's quite dull, just watching the ground zip by underneath you, although the views are spectacular.
Well, them two can talk.
That
I
is
got
true. Arwen and
Yeah,
Klari
we're
are
fine.
able to converse. But you watch the ground and sea zip past underneath you. A steady breeze picking up small waves and tossing little spouts of water and creating little white-capped waves as the ground rushes underneath you. After many hours of traveling at this much heightened pace, what is the speed of your windwalk again? Just remind me. Something like 600 feet.
Yeah, 300 feet per round, but because the only action we can take is dash, it's actually 600 feet. If we're dashing through the snow.
There's still a level of exertion having to sort of propel yourself magically in this way. So, but you cover a good long distance during the day, following the coast, and as the sun begins to set, you have made excellent progress into the bay. No signs yet of the sort of large area of frozen sea that you've been told to watch out for, but you have made good progress. And as you all alight on the ground, as the spell begins to run its course, everyone is left feeling somewhat unsteady on their feet, having not used them for quite some time. It's like that feeling when you've either been sat down for a long time and your legs go sort of numb and tingly when you use them again, or if you've ever used a treadmill and then when you get off, you find that walking just feels slightly odd for a bit.
Slightly. It's horrible.
Have you ever walked up an escalator or walked down an escalator that's not moving?
Oh, horrible.
Worst thing in the world. Because suddenly I've forgotten how to walk because I feel like I should be moving. But I'm not moving. And the ground is just a bunch of lines. So it's not the easiest thing to see.
Well, like
And your legs always feel heavier
Yeah,
for some reason.
I think it's because escalators are made with very large steps, so you're actually having to step much higher than you normally would.
But why does my leg feel heavy?
Because you're having to make a bigger step, so you're having to do more of a push.
It's just weird.
So it's like I'm just so used to stepping on this particular texture of ground, and ground that looks like this, and being moved. And when I'm not moved, it's weird. My body just feels like something's going on.
Well, yeah.
Happened
You
today.
find yourselves a suitable campsite for the evening, bedding down, a small fire and things, and having hunted or summoned food to keep yourselves well fed. And as you're all sitting there in the camp, just enjoying your evening meal and things. And the Miri, in her draconic form, just sort of lying on the ground, head raised, so she's on a similar height to you all, says, "Well, we've been together for a little bit of time now, and it would be good to know you all somewhat better."
Oh, soz.
I'm assuming we've been like, small talking and chit chatting over long rests and stuff.
Yes. Well.
But
Well.
yeah.
Well, we all know how we met each other, but why don't you tell me how you all met?
So I was just minding my merry business in a town called Ithelmel. No, it wasn't Ithelmel. It was Ithelmel. It wasn't Ithelmel. It wasn't Ithelmel. It was another town of the name I can't remember, for we have been so many places. And there we met a man, and this man wanted a white stag dead. And I took up the job. And Arwen decided to rain on my parade, which was fine. And I was very, very happy with, though she was a bit of a copycat. And yeah, from there we went out and we did a thing, did a job. Yeah, we found the white stag. We chased after it. We fell down a big sinkhole into a room full of statues and stuff. That's where we met Neo, who I'm assuming we've told her about all that stuff. And also we met Hugo in there, but he was a little egg at the time. He was a little stone egg.
I thought he was a rock.
Yes, she thought he was a rock. Which makes it even more strange that she kept it around, because she essentially just had a pet rock for a little while.
Yes. This is why you should always go with your gut. If you see a rock that you think, ooh, rock, you should always take it, just in case it's a dragon.
Or I mean, I would argue, but in this case, it did actually work. So
yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. And then, we did a bunch of stuff. I was sort of in and out for a little while because Arwen was, annoying. Kidding. I just had shit to do. Places to see, places to wander.
Squirrels to kick.
Yeah, squirrels to kick and, other things. And then we ended up, I found Arwen and we did a job and we sailed down the Dender River to Denderport, and that's when Klari came off a boat and she wanted help with something, and we said, yeah, sure, we'll help you with that something if you help us with a job fighting some spiders in a sewer. So we killed the spiders, and then we forgot what Klari wanted help with, and she just kind of tagged along. I think that's it. Oh, and then we did a bunch of stuff in Rosenzen, and we got awarded a house, and that's where we met. That's how we got our robot friend, and we were in the Borenrab Desert, and we ended up inside a house, and that house had a vampire in it, and that's how we got our vampire friend, whose name I cannot. Regis, thank you. I keep thinking Reginald, but I know it's not Reginald.
Good old Reginald.
Yeah, I keep thinking like Reginald, but I know it's not that, so I dare not say it for obvious reasons. And that is how we all met each other. And here we are. Many, many battles, many travels, many journeys later. Oh, and then we were in like a big black tower in Black Spire, and that's how we met you. But you know that because you were there.
Stix, if you've done most of the talking, can you roll me a performance check for me, please?
Oh, I would be honoured. Performance check. Performance check. Performance check. +5. Performance check.
Fucking hell.
Oh! 24, baby.
Okay. You tell this story, and with a few additions from Arwen and Klari and things like that, Hugo chiming in from time to time, you tell this very well. It's up to you what sort of the main emotion you want to convey is. You want to be more moving, more comical, more exciting.
Pretty much exactly how I just said it, except in Stix's voice, and sat next to a fire, occasionally chewing on some jerky.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there are additional details and things, and little anecdotes from everyone and things like that that create this beautiful tale of friendship and camaraderie between you all. And Namiri sort of shuffles a little bit, seems to ponder your words very carefully. Says, "I've noticed you carry a set of panpipes, Stix. Would you perhaps
Yeah.
accompany me in a song?"
Of course. I'll whip out the old panpipes, give them a bit of a dust off because I haven't used them in a little while. Another time. We'll dust them off.
And as you play, she begins to sing. And
Which JJ will now perform.
Oh, please.
she sings in draconic. That seems to be the most natural language to her. And even though some of you may not speak the words of draconic, the emotion behind them is clear to you, and you can feel the mood of the song. But the way her voice resonates through you and through the trees, it is unlike any music you have ever heard before. And instead of the music coming from without, and you're just hearing it with your ears, you can feel this song, this music that comes from, or feels like it comes from within you as much as it is without you, creating this resonance and this connection. And you just all feel, and you can understand why a creature that sings like this would have attracted the attention of one of the higher planar beings with such a beautiful and moving voice. Can you roll me another performance check, please, Stix?
Absolutely. I actually have a pan flute skill check, with which I got a 26.
26.
Because I'm proficient in it. Baby.
Okay.
That was horrific. Never do that again.
Yeah, I don't really know what that was. I apologize. It was like a mini dab.
Oh, dear.
Well, you all. The song is beautiful and is moving, and
Yeah.
you all feel more relaxed and connected to each other as it ends. And as it ends, Mary says to you all, "I am pleased to have been rescued by such a fine group of friends. Once my debt to you is paid for saving my life, I will be happy to know you and assist you in future, should you need it.
Thanks.
Cheers!
Wind.
And with that, she sort of settles herself down and curls her head around and tucks her head under her wing to fall asleep. You can all take a long rest, and all awaken bright and refreshed in the morning, and you all gain, due to some fabulous performance rolls from Stix, 25 temp HP for the next day.
Yay! Because we're all gonna. Alright, let's see if I can hold this down. Stop on. Oh.
What's
I think it had gone to sleep, and you had to click the button to wake it up again.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Yeah, I mean, 2 excellent rolls there. So the plan was to average them out anyway, but yeah. So 25 temp HP for you all.
Boom!
Clap. Hi.
Okay. So the morning dawns bright on you all. You awake feeling well rested and connected with each other once more. Are you traveling by the same method again?
Yeah, I assume so. Knock off those things and then get going.
Okay. You rise into the air once more, and as you rise up, there is a touch of chill. The wind that you felt yesterday is a little bit stronger. The waves you can see breaking on the shore are a little bit rougher. But you carry on, and it doesn't take long before the familiarly uniform coastline is broken up by a blot upon it. And as you fly closer overhead, you can see what looks to be the prow of a ship extending from the water. Even from your great height, you can see that this ship looks unusual. It doesn't look as sleek or as smooth as any of the regular ships that you've seen made from smooth timber boards. It also looks very, very large. You can see there, as you move closer, there is a great figurehead upon the prow.
Have a dragon.
It is not a dragon.
Oh. Boring.
Difficult to make out the
Make it
details
big.
from
Of a pug.
this.
Pug?
That was a guess.
Difficult to make out the details from this distance, but you soon reach the point where you are flying overhead, and you can see now that the prow of this ship is beached on the shore. More of it extends back into the water, and you can see forms or shapes still on its decking, as well as what maybe looks like some sort of breach in the side that might indicate some level of damage or destruction as to why it beached itself upon the shore. What would you like to do?
So,
Fire a massive cannon at it.
can we see anyone near it or no? Like,
From this
obviously,
height, you can
we
see.
just like
it looks-
gap, so we can just fly around and fly a bit closer and take a look.
Mhm. Yeah, from this height, you can see what looks like a couple of forms upon the deck and a couple of forms upon the beach. None moving at this point.
I think they're statues.
I think either they're statues or they've been frozen.
Yeah.
So they're like ice statues.
Oh, yeah.
We go down and have a look. Like, fly down, like, to ground level to take a look.
Okay. Yeah, you fly down towards this ship, and you can, as you get closer, you begin to take in the scale of this ship properly. It is, from what little you can see, enormous. On par with some of the biggest galleys, trading ships, warships you might have seen in any harbour. However, as you spotted from above, the material that it's made from is less uniform. It's not made from smooth planks neatly fitted together. It seems to be made from a tangle of branches, all woven together to form a heavy structure and sealed with some kind of sticky black tar. But it is a boat of gigantic proportions. No mast. Doesn't even look like there was a mast broken off. But in the water to one side, you can see seems to be waterlogged and weighed down. There is some sort of sail. The corners tattered and ripped. And as you get closer to the surface of the boat as well, you can see there are several figures about, still and unmoving, of gigantic proportions. Pale blue skin and grey or white clothing. You can see there are pools of blood and melted and chunks of ice scattered around as well. You spot maybe 4 or 5 giants on the deck, as well as 3 or 4 on the surrounding breach, all still, none moving.
So these are like frost giants or something that are just completely dead. Is there anything keeping them still, or are they just frozen? You know, just like paralyzed.
You can see
like
some of them are partially covered in ice. You can see that there is water in places around them where clearly ice has melted.
okay.
You can see some of them have great wounds. You know, claws of gigantic proportion have torn at them in places. Some of them are half a giant, literally rent in half.
Well, that doesn't seem healthy.
Is there any other damage to the ship that looks like big claws or like great gashes along it, sort of thing?
Make an investigation check for me. This is a strange ship of unusual nature.
I would take a look myself. Request everyone take a look because I'm not the most investigative person. So there's my attempt.
Sorry, I don't know why.
3.
Arwen is persuading the ship to speak to her.
Yeah. Investigation or perception?
Investigation.
Would you like to maybe set your thing for the day to investigation so that you have proficiency in it?
Oh, some nice 3s.
Nice
Bloody
3s.
hell.
Hey, 23.
That was a nice 3.
That's a nice 3. And a 2.
Nice.
Noise.
Yeah. Stix, you're maybe distracted by the giants. Your wind form, as it swirls down in this small elemental form that you find yourself, as you get close to the deck, accidentally scoops up a little bit of sort of watered down blood, and maybe some like fragments of flesh that have frozen and thawed, and they start to mingle with your elemental form, and you have to sort of shake yourself and spin yourself around to disperse them off of you. Meanwhile, Klari, assisted by Arwen, you take a closer look at this hull, and it looks to be made from a tightly woven net of scrub sort of plants, small bush-like things that don't produce hasn't been made from very large sections of timber, but all of them together have been woven very tightly. Along with some of the larger sections, you can tell are big sections of what you guess, as Clary spots them and points them out to Arwen with your expertise in nature, might be animal bones, maybe whale bones or something like that, formed the ribbing of this large ship. And then the gaps in between are filled with this woven net-like material, reinforced and waterproofed with this tarry substance. In one side, you can see that there does seem to be a great hole torn open. You can see the way the branches and things bend. Something pushed its way in. You can see where the main breach seems to be is sort of half in, half out of the water. You also, as you're floating around in your windy forms, spot what looks to be a quite large and heavy blood trail moving away from the beach with several footprints.
Are they like big people footprints, or are
They are indeed giant footprints. The size of the feet and the distance between makes them unmistakable.
Okay. Interesting. Giant footprints heading inland. I guess we'll follow them? Maybe if these guys have been attacked by the massive dragon, maybe they don't like the massive dragon and we can get some allies. So it looks like we're coming up against a lot of bad things.
Can I try and melt one of them?
Yes. How would you like to try and melt them?
Burning hands.
Okay. Are you trying to melt? What are you trying to melt?
The
ice around sort of one of the giants. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You cast burning hands and you begin to hasten the melt of this ice. The water sort of runs down much quicker, and by the sort of the sudden heat and change in temperature, much like when you drop an ice cube into a glass, large cracks begin to appear. To what end?
Well, I'll start at its head
Mm-hmm.
to see if I can talk to it when it's still kind of, if it is alive,
Mm-hmm.
it will still be kind of frozen in place. So if it's bad, it can't.
Yeah, you start to try and sort of burn this away, and you see there's this figure dressed in what looks like very warm furs and things, with a somewhat of a helm upon its head. As you get down, you can see that there are patches and sort of scraps where these furs have been sewn together, as well as what look like rings sewn into it to form a sort of chainmail or ringmail armor. But as you kind of release the head and there is maybe an accidental singeing of hair, it just sort of lolls back, and you can see that frozen in ice, these things have clearly passed away.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
That's all right.
Okay, bye.
Okay. So you begin to follow the footsteps. Is anyone else joining Arwen in or out of wind form?
Yeah, I got enough. I got enough charges to do it again. So that's fine.
Well, I believe as long as you maintain concentration.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You
Oh,
can go
that's
back
fine.
into it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so I'll unwind myself.
I believe it's 8-hour concentration spell.
I think you're right.
So, nope, it's just 8 hours. It's not even a concentration spell.
Woohoo!
So it just lasts. So, you know, whenever you want to take a minute and change forms, you can.
I do that.
Okay.
Take a minute. Change form.
Klari, are you remaining wind or?
Everyone
Everyone else is on.
else is on Monday.
Don't want to be the only one who's wind. Let's be awkward.
Okay. Well, following your lead, both Hugo and Namiri revert back as well. And you will begin. Just make a survival check for me, Arwen, as you head off the beach and into the leafy undergrowth. The blood trail and the footprints become harder to follow. Give it a click.
Work
Right.
your magic again. Nope.
No, that mouse is being problematic.
What
Do on
did
the
you
other
say?
one.
Survival.
Yes.
I am going to help. I said that before.
24. Yeah, no issue. There is a heavy blood flow that once you get underneath the initial sort of undergrowth and trees like that becomes quite easily distinct for you to follow. You make your way through the trees for 5 or 10 minutes, maybe. You know, Arwen barely having to stop to reacquire the trail at any point, just keeping it neatly in mind.
Oh, can I know how many there are?
There are 2.
There are 2. How long ago?
So a couple of days.
Okay.
And you can tell that one of them was heavily wounded, not just by the blood, but by the weight that they walk and how one of them seemed to be stumbling.
And they're both giants.
Both giants, yes. As I say, you walk for about 5-10 minutes before the sound of voices and shouting meets your ears. You can hear a voice, a commanding feminine voice saying, "You lot are entirely useless. Go on, get in there. And if one... Go. I swear, if one of you lets me down, I will smite the lot of you."
Oh, a paladin.
Aww.
And you hear sort of a somewhat meek voice going, "Yes, sorry, mistress. Okay." And then there's a sort of a minute, maybe 30 seconds of silence, and then you hear that something seems to be propelled through the air before there's a sort of sickening, splatting crunch, and the scream is cut short. And you hear the voice, "Right, you go in there, you get them out." I was like, "Yes, mistress." And you hear the sound of what sounds like leathery wings.
Okay. Can we sneak around the corner, like take a look without them like seeing us, sort of thing?
Okay, yeah, you approach stealthily. Yes, you have some potentially unstealthy members of your party. Well,
They can be wind.
you have one potentially unstealthy member of your party.
She can be wind.
Yeah.
You request that Namiri turns into wind. Okay, yeah. She takes a minute. She turns back into wind. There is an uptick in the rustling of the leaves around you, but nothing unusual. Just the wind in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who is not becoming wind can make a regular stealth check. Well, I just We'll check the passive perception of this creature.
Ew. That wasn't very good.
Guidance on myself before moving around the corner. So that's a 23, baby. You got a 27, and you can't roll lower than 27. So, there you go.
So, it's a passive perception of 12. So, even with a 14, you are fine.
Thank God.
So, you approach carefully through the trees, and as you pass through several and through the undergrowth, it reveals itself to be. You can see that there seems to be a collection of stones, maybe sort of piled up, that form what look like a large cave opening, buried into the side of a small hill that seems to rise sharply out of the earth ahead of you. But standing maybe a good 40, 50 feet away is a cluster of individuals. You see a helmeted individual with black armor and large red feathered wings. A whip is coiled at their side and a sword clutched loosely in one hand, which they are using to gesticulate and shout at a group of small, red-skinned, weird devils that you recognize as imps scattered around. And as you watch, you hear this sound of "Ah!" and coming out of the cave mouth flies an imp before it collides with a tree and just sort of bursts in a pile of ichorish goop, which begins to sort of steam and evaporate. At which point the black-armored and red-winged individual just sort of sighs and looks at a couple of imps behind and says, "Both of you together, go on." And then as they disappear into the cave, she slashes her sword through the air, and where she does so, it creates like a rippling portal that springs wider, and flying through on their small demonic wings is another band of maybe 6 or 7 little imps. Is this the best they can send me?
Can I make a religion check to try and determine the type of creature this woman or thing is? Because red wings, black armor, that's evoking, and obviously summoning imps, it's evoking devilly vibes.
Yes, you can
Like devils.
make a religion check.
Is it the Hell Lady?
No.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
6.
Fuck.
You're not sure. I mean, lots of people have the power to summon individuals from anywhere. There are like wizard spells that allow the use of demons or celestials or elementals. All sorts of creatures can be summoned to do one's bidding. She seems frustrated by the low quality of the individuals that are coming to her aid.
Oh wait, of being experiencing sense for one's identity. Okay, so if I was to do, so I'm going to do divine sense.
Yes.
And I can obviously sense that she is a fiend.
Correct.
I know the type of fiend, so I'm assuming, is she a devil or a demon?
She is a devil.
Okay. Cool. Alright. Fucking piece of shit. Okay. And she's sending imps into a big room that we can't see in, and all these imps are flying back out again and splatting against a wall, and then she's summoning more.
inside the thing?
No, you can't.
Okay.
You can't. It seems there seems to be like a very early twist in the cave to provide sort of shelter and things like that. You can't see what I'm saying. And as this new band of imps gather around, you overhear he's like, right, you lot better be more used than the last lot. I swear to all that is infernal.
How far away are we from her?
There is something of value in that cave, I am sure of it, that they are withholding. We must gather as what we can. How far away? 40, 30, 40 feet?
30, 40 feet. Okay. That's very interesting. Very interesting. So I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say to everyone, okay, guys, she's a fiend. They're all fiends. I think in that cave are the giants. We can help them. Then maybe we win. We can be friends with them and maybe get some help. So I have an idea. I'm gonna try and banish her.
Oh, damn. Okay.
To just get her to fuck off. Yeah, that's pretty much my entire plan. It could fail. I don't know. Does anyone have any way of lowering her roll? Lower what she might roll. I don't think so. I don't think I do. No. No. What would it be? Disadvantage on saving throws is poisoned. Does anyone have anything? Oh no, but she's a devil and devils don't like poison or like poison, rather.
I believe is it disadvantage on saving throws as well as ability checks, or is it just ability checks?
Oh no, it's just ability checks and attack rolls is poison, but I get it confused. Saving throws is something else. Do you have anything that can lower someone's roll? You have like Bane. Do you have a Bane spell? Oh, okay. Because I'm just trying to think of what gets this done pretty quickly. So you could try casting Bane on her, and then once you've cast Bane on her, either way, I will cast Banishment. Yes.
That gives me a thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you're hiding, there's disadvantage on the saving throw against your thing. Okay. We're forming a plan. You cast Bane. She has disadvantage on the save on Bane. She fails Bane, and then I do my thing. Alright. You ready?
How do I cast Bane?
You just cast Bane.
I cast Bane.
What is the saving throw, please?
Charisma.
DC.
She has disadvantage. 17. She has disadvantage on the saving throw.
So nat 20 on the first roll. And a 3 on the second roll.
Aha!
So she's been successfully baned.
And I have been holding my action so that as soon as she's cast Bane, I am casting Banishment on her.
Okay. What is the saving throw on banishment, please?
Also Charisma. DC 19.
DC
Now
19.
1d4.
Charisma. She rolled a 4. -4 for a 0. +8 for an 8.
Fantastic. So she goes bye-bye.
She...
And because she's not from here, She just disappears with a little pop. And
You have to maintain concentration for a minute.
yes, I do. At which point I will just sit at the back, do nothing. Well, I imagine to all these like imps and shit, she's just sort of gone.
Yeah, you watch as one of them sort of floating in the air with the wings flapping, just like tentatively like reaches out like a little clawed hand and just like sort of just swiping it through the air where she went to be and just sort of turns to one of the other ones like,
Nailed it. Have they noticed us? Do they know we're here, or? I mean, admittedly, banishment does have a verbal.
Let me roll a perception check for imps. What's an imp's wisdom modifier?
Can't imagine it's very good.
+1.
Oh, look at that.
That's not good.
Good job, then.
18. So yeah, you watch like one of the imps sort of like, and a few of them look around, and one of them just sort of goes. Does anyone speak Infernal?
Yeah.
Then you hear an imp go over there,
Okay.
and they like all sort of turn in your direction. Like just sort of looking and just like.
I think you speak Infernal.
Like looking in your direction, just.
I mean, we might as well just walk up to them and see what happens, because I don't think they're not exactly loyal to her, because they're all dying.
Yeah, fuck it. But I'm staying way at the back.
That's cool. I'll lead.
Okay.
I can talk their language.
Yeah, Arwen, you lead the way out, and they're all just sort of.
Klari can also speak.
Oh,
okay.
Awesome.
So yeah, the two of you lead the way, and this is sort of like cluster of, let's say, 6 imps just sort of like flapping in the air, just sort of slowly like bobbing up and down as their wings move.
Oh, cute. Fun friends.
They just sort of like look in your direction. Just like,
Hi.
you make go away?
You are dismissed.
We go away?
You can go if you'd like.
Where go, new master?
Oh, I'm your master.
You kill previous master? You new master?
Sure.
Okay, where go?
Where do you live?
Flaggerhouse.
Yep, go there.
How go?
Hmm.
You make portal?
Oh, you want me to make... Oh, right.
Old master make portal, bring us here. New master make portal, send us home, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, we wait.
Oh,
You know, you could do
I'm
is
really
you could just
upset.
make a portal in a tree, and then just have them walk through it. They'll just be fucking somewhere random.
Ooh, where have we been?
Isn't there?
No. What
Yeah.
about... Was there any tree? We don't really want the... Actually... Ooh. No. What if... So, wait, now I'm your new master. Will you do anything?
Sure.
Okay.
Quincy?
We serve, we get promotion.
Oh, I love them.
No longer be imp.
What will you be?
Big imp.
Okay. Can we just do portals?
Possibly. It depends on
Don't
why.
tell me we're gonna have a bunch of fucking devil butlers at home or some shit.
What are you thinking?
I would like... Is there a tree in here?
What? In this forest?
Oh, we're in the forest. Sorry. Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, there are plenty
Sorry,
of
I
trees
thought
in
we
the
were in the
forest.
cave.
No, you are still outside the cave.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I would like to make a portal.
Okay.
Can I go in and out of it?
No, it's one way, I believe.
What if I just stick my head in?
Your head would get cut
It
off
lasts
because...
for 6, I think.
Yeah, it lasts for 1 round.
Damn it.
Could
Sorry.
okay.
I don't know what I want them to go back home. But I don't have any way of making them go home.
Well, you have a way of making them go home.
I don't
And
want to
just
kill them.
No, like tell them to go back home and go into the house and find the vampire, tiefling vampire, and tell them that he is their new master, or you
That's
are
a
his.
great idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
and
yeah.
yeah.
I create a portal back to the house.
Okay.
And I tell them to go knock on the door
Yeah.
and tell Regis that he is their new master.
New master give us new master immediate? We do bad?
No, you do good, but he will help you go home.
Oh. New master send us to courier
Yes.
to take us home.
Exactly.
Okay.
Wait, why do we not keep them as like just little our own little minions? Like, we're about to go into a pretty hefty fight, I'm assuming. We could use something else to just sort of whack on while we, do our thing.
Stix is sounding evil. He wants minions.
I'm just saying, they're devils. They're not very good things, but they are lawful.
They're not devils, they're imps.
Yes,
Imps are a type of devil.
imps are a type of devil.
Nope.
They're fiends. Fiends are bad. I have trained my whole life to kill them. I don't say that. I mean, I'm saying this very, very quietly. I'm like, I have trained my whole life to kill them. So I don't think it. And if they die on this plane, they just get reborn back in the other place.
Oh, do they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's fine then. You come with us then.
Oh, we stay with new master.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to go on an adventure.
Unless you want him to go back to Regis, and then maybe they can help Regis with a bunch of like admin stuff.
Oh my god, yeah. Paperwork boys.
The only problem with that is that I doubt there's very much promotion availability.
It's fine, you just tell them they're gooder imps and they'll get happy, so it's fine.
Okay, how many of them are there?
6.
There are 6.
6?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
you can go home.
so I'm going to say to the 6, which 3 of you are the best at fighting? And which of the 3 of you are the smartest?
One of them, hold on. One of them immediately. That's a 12. What am I doing? What is the damage of an imp? How much health does an imp have? Well, 10 HP, and the damage is. Are they immune to poison? Okay. Oh, they'll be fine. Yeah, one of them immediately just turns around and with a little impy fist just socks the other one in the face. Me good at fighting.
Oh, God, I love
The
that.
other one does the equivalent of like a rugby tackle in midair, but with wings, and just so he tumbles through the air, but still in the air, but looks like he's prone, spins around and dives through the air back at him to tackle him, and they just immediately just start getting in a little impy scrap. It's like, no, I better fight. No, me.
Whoa. Okay, you two. come behind me. We need one
They
more.
kind of like come up, and it's like one's got the other one by the ear, and the other one's got like his finger like hooked in his mouth. And it's like, eh?
All right,
Adorable.
you two behind me. We need one more. One more of the four that's left.
Yeah, one of the other ones just kind of like.
All right, screw it. I'll just pick one at random. One at random. Come with me.
Yeah.
You three are going to stay with us. The other three are going to go back and help Regis with
Good
whatever
plan.
he needs.
Okay. We stay with new master. You go with help new master. New master.
Yes.
I open portal.
Okay. Are you literally just telling them to go through and speak to Regis?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. Can we write a note?
You want to write a note?
I don't, because I can't. But can someone write a note?
Yes, we will write a note, and it will
Okay.
say, "Hey Regis, found these imps. We're their master. We've told them you're their master now. Thought you could use a helping hand around the house, and with
Okay.
all of your magic stuff that you're trying to do.
Okay.
If they attempt to be evil, Stix says to kill them.
Okay.
He'll clean up the mess."
Roll a persuasion. It's going to be a very low DC, but just roll a persuasion check just to kind of see what sort of mood you get Regis in.
Oh yeah, bring it. Persuasion plus 11, baby. Oh, 13. Oh,
13. Okay.
Regis is gonna love us.
Cool.
We've given help. Imagine walking into our house and being greeted by a vampire, 3 imps, and a little robot. That's a party.
He's not a little robot.
Well, no, but he's like a spindly robot.
He's huge.
He's made of like all wires and
Wires.
shit. Copper wire.
Mm.
Interesting. Anywho,
Okay.
So with them 3 gone and 3 with us, I'm going to slowly approach the cave.
Okay.
Going to call out and say, "Hello, do not fear. The bad lady is gone. These imps won't hurt you anymore. We just wanted to help. We saw bloody trails leading here. Maybe someone's injured. Want to make sure you're okay. Hello?"
You just hear quiet.
I can't. I don't have that spell. I thought I had. Anyone know giant? No, speak giant.
I think so. I think you
Oh,
do, don't
look.
you?
Oh my god, yeah! Belt of Giants! Belt of Dwarvenkind. Let me
No,
speak
because you
dwarf.
spoke to that other giant.
Why? Why
You've
would I?
definitely spoken to giants before.
I know Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, Goblin. And then, why would I know Giant? Because I'm a Belt of Giant, Belt of Dwarvenkind. I don't have anything.
Because you persuaded that giant to be nice. But
Yeah,
I
but
swear he didn't speak
I think I just spoke in
common.
common. Unless. Wait, when was this?
Ages ago.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, I think no. Yes, he didn't speak common, and I didn't speak to him. I was just using hand signals,
Oh,
and I healed him while he was hurt.
yeah. Fair enough.
However, you can cast tongues once per day.
Yeah, I have to touch.
Me?
No.
Oh yeah, I think you have to. Grant a creature you touch the ability to understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, one that off.
Would that work if I touched you and then you would understand?
I would understand
I
him.
don't know if you'd be able to speak it.
Yeah. What's the difference between that and comprehend languages? For the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language. Here, so understand written.
Yeah.
It also takes 1 minute to read page or two. Come on. Fuck. Piper has speak languages, and that would be useful right now. He's not here, so I'm just, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna say, hold on. I have a way with people. I'm going to approach very carefully. I'm going to walk in and not have any weapons in my hands. No, everything's on my back and sheathed. I'm going to walk in and say, hey, hello, hello. Oh, wait, can you still cast tongues on me so that I can understand what they say? I would, yes, because then I can like respond in hand signals. Tongues. Right. So I understand people. Is anyone coming in with me?
Yeah, I'll come in. Behind.
Yeah. So I'm going to enter in. And I'm going to say, hello. Hello.
Okay.
Me saw blood on the ground and thought I could help. And I'll just sort of like slightly do like lay on hands. My hands are all like tingly and slightly glowy. And I'll say, me help you.
Okay.
Maybe?
It's dark in the cave, and all you get is a brief glimpse of like a large, what looks like furry head, and a big arm that leans around the corner before a large rock is launched in your direction
Yeah.
for a 22 to hit.
22 to hit. That. Oh, I said I didn't have anything out, didn't I? So yeah, that actually does hit.
Okay. That
Just.
is 13, 20, 25, 31 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, bloody brilliant. 31.
So explain tongues to me. Klari has cast tongues on Stix,
Yes.
which means anyone can understand Stix.
It means Stix can understand anyone.
Stix can understand anyone. Right,
Seems
okay.
like a really weird spell because why that does exactly the same. Grants the creature you touch the ability to understand any spoken language it hears, moreover the target. When the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language and can hear the target understands what it says. They can understand me. I did think, because that's basically comprehend languages. Comprehend languages allows you to understand it. Tongues,
so
yeah.
you can understand them and they can understand you.
Yes, even though I don't speak giant. Yes.
Just magically.
Yeah. With that in mind, they still throw a rock at me.
Hang on. Yeah, so they can understand you.
Yeah.
But you can't understand them.
They can understand me, and I can understand them.
And
Put
you
it
can
down.
understand them. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So they do still throw a rock for 31 bludgeoning damage, and what you hear in Giantish is no more devil trick.
No, no devil trick. I got rid of them. I banished them. Poof, gone. With my magic. And obviously, I waited the full minute for banishment, so that I, because I knew that going in here would maybe cause pain. Oh wait, no, that would come off my temporary hit points first, wouldn't it? Then you silly Billy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All my temporary hit points away. Yeah. So yeah, just say yeah. No, I got rid of them. Got rid of all the got rid of the devils with magic. Don't you worry. There are still some small imps out there, but they are on our side. They do not serve that other mean one anymore. If you want to get rid of them, I wouldn't be very mad. She might be a bit annoyed, but I won't be overly mad.
And I can't understand what's going on, correct?
You can understand
No,
Stix.
you can. The way I interpret it is that I am speaking in my language, and they can, but you can't understand them. So they're still speaking giant. I'm
Stix,
speaking in common.
Yeah,
They
Stix understands everything, and everyone understands Stix.
Right, okay.
Stix is
Yes.
the universal translator.
Oh,
Yes, I am Google Translate right now.
Oh, God. Google Translate is not good.
Okay, with that little speech, Stix, make me a persuasion check.
Oh, Lord, he persuaded. 27.
27. You hear what sounds like a large rock hitting the ground, as if it's been sort of put down or dropped. And then you hear, "Fiends, stay outside. You can come in."
Okie dokie. They say the imps need to stay outside.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, imps are going to stay outside.
They will
Fiends,
stand guard.
yeah, they'll stand guard. That's a good idea. And yeah, we'll come in.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
You push deeper into the cave, and she's going to get stuck underneath our feet now. She's got no way out. Layla's just come underneath the desk, and I don't think I'm going to turn around and get out again.
Do you want to leave? Is that what's happening? Do you want to come out? No, she doesn't.
Okay. So what you see is one of the giants is lying on the floor. There's a large number of furs sort of propped, laid over them, and bundled up underneath their head. They look to be sort of asleep or something. You're not sure. And then there is what looks to be a reasonably young giant. You see clean shaven, or certainly, not a large beard or facial hair just yet. But fairly light blue skin. And he's bearing a somewhat sort of concerned and worried expression. You see this cave sort of opens out, and while it opens out horizontally, there's still not too much space. And as tall as they are, this giant is slightly hunched, head nearly scraping the ceiling, whereas knees slightly bent to avoid injury. They've got an axe in one hand, just sort of in a somewhat alert and ready position.
I'll just go up to them and say, your friend seems hurt. I can help a little bit. If you would like me to, I'm a paladin, a holy person. I have healing magic. I can help with a little bit. Just as an example, then I'll use my free healing word of the day on them. Not on the sick one. Just on them, because obviously 1d4 ain't gonna do shit, and realistically 1d4 ain't gonna do real much for a giant, but still, just so that he can feel that my magic is slightly good. I'll say that's just a tiny taste of what I can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you cast healing word.
Yeah, so he gets 7 HP, baby. The young one. Oh.
Yeah, so he kind of like lowers the axe a little bit and sort of steps back like, oh, Taruk is sick. Beast from the sky took his arm.
Harm? Do help?
Oh, he's sick. Oh, I can kind of help. Yeah. I can help with that.
Yeah, as you head over, you can see that there is like a dark, sort of bluish, almost like purple tint to this giant skin, and you can see there seems to be like almost like a sheen of ice across him, as if he was sweating and it froze.
Nice.
Yeah, and rather than it seems to be as you get closer, you can feel them giving off an intensely cold aura. Almost like someone with a fever would give off heat. It seems to be the inverse for the giant.
Fun. Okay. Yeah, I got the giant on the ground, and I'm gonna do 2 things. I'm just looking up whether the second thing I want to do actually does anything. Yes. Wait. 2024 rules. What's the difference? Touch one creature on one condition. No. Yeah. So I go up to it, and I do 2 things. First of all, I cast Lesser Restoration, which you touch a creature and end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. I'm gonna, assuming because it's lost an arm and it's therefore, infected, I'm assuming. I would assume that is some kind of disease that I can nullify or help nullify.
Mm-hmm.
And then I rear back and I just sort of and I put in 80 points of healing to this giant, leaving me with 5 left over.
Yeah.
From lay on hands.
Okay. You do these 2 things in combination, and you can see the sort of like the shivering almost like movement of the giant begins to ease, and the sort of even this sort of like eyes closed, like sleepy sort of pained expression on their face seems to relax. Their breathing eases and becomes deeper and more regular as they seem to relax a little bit.
Nice.
The first giant sort of walks over and crouches down beside us. You are magical healer.
Yes.
Tarok was our shaman. He was our healer. I salvaged all I could in terms of hurt. And he kind of gestures to the ground, and you can see that there are like clay bowls and things like that of sort of pastes and poultices like mixed up in them, or like the dried remnants of. He's like, I did what I could, but I wasn't sure of what was safe to use from your strange land, and they ran out quickly. And he pulls back like some of the covers, and you can see that there is a very poorly bandaged forearm. And as he like peels back the cover, there is like a quite intense smell of it, like infection and decay coming from this arm.
Wait, he still has the arm.
Well, where it's like the stump of the arm.
Oh, so he doesn't have the severed arm.
No.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Yucky. Create a smell, Stix.
Create a smell.
Skunk.
Oh yeah, I can create smells like like rose flowers, while just do a bit of a deodorant spray in there. Links Africa, just.
Make a Constitution saving throw. So yeah, you can see that this arm is
breeze,
like, is clearly the source of this infection.
Yeah, I mean, I can cast Lesser Restoration again. I just keep casting.
It's got like gangrenous sort of like bits on it, and you can see like on the skin where like the dark veins of the infection are sort of like spreading up the shoulder and things like that.
Okay. Yeah,
you can see what you've done previously seems to have like had an effect and like helped.
What did you cast last time?
Lesser Restoration.
Do I have Lesser Restoration?
I think druids can get it.
I think I...
Second level spell.
Yeah. Was it 2 touchy? Did you? Oh. Okay. Boring. Okay. Is it? Okay, so it's an infection, it's not a disease. How is there even anything to help infections in D&D?
Make a
Well,
check.
it's a bit weird because they're just sort of assuming that you have things like regenerate and other stuff if you want to.
10.
Someone's arms cut off. They just assume that healing magic does that.
So, an infection usually has a source. And if you don't get rid of the source, then it can come back.
Mm-hmm.
Something like viral, like a viral infection, could be cleared up quite easily by magic, because the source of that is usually gone at that point. Like stepping on a rusty nail and getting tetanus. You don't leave the nail in there and get more tetanus.
Get me all the tetanus.
So this is like the rusty nail.
Yeah.
So magic is the thing we need. Magic, the magic of friendship.
The magic of friendship, yes.
Okay, cool. Everyone hold hands.
Wait, so there's something still stuck in his arm, did you say? Or
He's got a clearly heavily infected and badly bandaged arm. Like when the covers were peeled back, you could smell like the stench of it.
Okay, I have proficiency in medicine. Therefore, I'm assuming I somewhat know how to set a bandage if I was to roll a pretty good check.
Yes.
I'll
Roll
help
it.
because I'll hold the
Yep.
end in place.
Doing it on a giant would be somewhat similar, I imagine, except just on a very big scale. And I'm assuming they have some rags up there.
Yeah, I'll make a medicine check for me, Stix.
Oh Lord, gonna guidance myself.
Does it help that I held it in place?
Held what in place?
The bandage.
She was
At the
helping.
end.
Which end?
The end on the gangrene.
So I start it, and then she's held that in place, and then
Yeah.
I'm moving it around.
Exactly.
Do any of you
She's
have a
helping.
healer's kit?
I don't know. I probably do.
Roll your guidance as well, Stix.
Or
I just never write that shit down.
Maybe you don't write it down, you haven't got it.
well, that's either a 14 or a 31, depending on whether you're allowing Arwen's help.
How are you getting to 31?
Sorry, 26. I thought that was a 28, not a 23. And now I realize I can't physically roll a 28, so that's fair. I have a mess kit.
And this is a mess.
This is a mess, you're right.
This is a mess.
So,
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
You can continue to. I will hold the narration until such time as I am allowed to continue.
No, I don't have a healer's kit.
I have a hunting track. I could take it off.
I don't think that's gonna be the. I don't think that's gonna give us what we need right now. Do you have a healer's kit? I feel like one of us had a healer's kit at some point.
I probably should.
You have a dancing sword. Many potions of healing. We got holy water.
The kits just don't make any sense because it doesn't say what's in them, and you just have to make shit up. They're just bad. And then you can't actually make shit up because otherwise people will be like, "But you don't hear me." And it's just
A healer's kit is an item you can use to stabilize a creature.
yeah.
That is its function in game.
No one tells you that.
The books do,
No, they don't.
but you can't read.
Exactly.
Okay, so Stix, what you ascertain is the attempted bandage on there is no good. It's probably doing more harm than good at this point by holding infected tissue in place. And as you go to remove it, you can see that there is a quite extensive flesh decay here. It is.
Oh, can we just lock it off?
Oh, I know what we're gonna have to do. Yeah, we're gonna have to lop the rest of it off. Arwen's gonna have to use burning hands to cauterize the wound,
Ew, this is gross. I love it.
and then we'll re-bandage it. Plan?
Right. Yeah. Okay. So,
Do
how
that?
big are these people?
They are giants.
Yeah.
are
Okay.
giant.
How big is the arm? Like, give me a
I'm
scale.
assuming a giant's arm is like a tree trunk, like an oak
Tree trunk.
A
tree trunk.
frost giant is 21 feet tall on average.
So his arm's probably about this big.
No, that's a bit big.
This big. This big.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So
Maybe like a foot in diameter or something.
I think we'll need someone to do like a tourniquet, one of them things with a piece of rope
Yeah.
to stop the bleeding. Well,
Yeah. Yes.
prevent it a bit. Someone whack to take the bit that's bad off, and I'll do the.
Well, I'm assuming we can ask our giant friend here to do that because he literally has a giant axe.
Yeah, but is it like? Has it got like guts on it?
Oh, okay. Why don't we? Okay. So we're gonna make a tourniquet. I love that plan.
Thank you.
Get some rope, tie it round. It's fantastic. Tie it around.
So
Super tight. Take it off. We're fucking. We are doctors.
Absolutely.
Then we're going to go to this big giant. I'm going to say, excuse me, we need your axe. We need to clean your axe. So I'm going to come down and with some, like, I don't know, with something, just going to wipe it down. I can.
You've got that water thing. You can cast a shit ton of clean water.
I got a water thing?
You got like clean water, don't you? In your food, create food and water.
Oh,
clean?
yes. Create food and water. Yes. So I'm going to create food and water. And with that, I'm going to clean the axe. And then, Arwen, can you heat up the axe?
Yes.
Very, very hot.
Yes.
Very, very hot. Then, because I realised we don't need to cauterize. Well, cauterizing the wound, you do that with the very hot axe.
Yes.
Or is that no? I'm thinking of Star Wars with the lightsabers, how they cauterize wounds. You actually.
Well, it's fine. We'll do that, and I'll do that for good measure.
Yeah, we need to. Yes, because obviously, no. Yes, you heat up the thing to sterilize it. You heat up the axe to sterilize it. Then we ask him if he can, in one fell swoop,
just
chop off where just before the tourniquet, and then immediately afterwards you cauterize that wound.
Yes.
And then, all the while, Klari, you. Could you like? Do you think a sleep spell, or
that's a good idea,
or something like that, would be like a good like sedative?
Yes.
I know it wouldn't fully do his hit points because he's a giant, and I've just given him 80 hit points. But do you think like a sleep spell could work as like a little bit of like a keep it in?
No, as soon as he gets down.
Oh yeah. Oh, never mind. Ugh. That's rather right. Can you just suggest to him that he needs to be calm? Use legend lore and make and tell him a story. Use.
I cast fairy tale story.
I can't. Yes, I'm trying to think.
I cast bedtime story.
I'm trying to think. What could we use?
I mean, I'm very much happy to just say you've heated up the axe, and
it works.
You know, you're holding him.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'm not going to dwindle too much on, have you all washed your hands and that sort of thing.
With warm water and soap, yes.
Okay. So, you persuade this. You explain to this giant that you need to amputate the remainder of the arm, whereas at the moment it's like below the elbow.
It's gonna go.
You guys need to cut it off above the elbow. You think, and so you lay him out. You kind of spread him out so his arm is away from the body on the ground, somewhere you can make a hopefully clean cut. Arwen heats up the axe to sterilize it, and then prepares to lay burning hands on the wound. Yeah, I mean, you could also you think Stix, having removed the source of infection, that regular lay on hands might also just help?
Well, unfortunately, I've already used 80 of it.
It's fine. I can then heal afterwards.
Yeah. And also, I've still got like lesser restoration, so if there's anything left, I can just sort of lesser restoration that area and remove diseases from that area.
Well, I've got heal, so that does the lesser restoration.
Oh!
70 hit points.
Yeah.
Ooh,
What you
what the
think,
fuck am
Stix,
I doing?
is this infection was so severe that lesser restoration, a giant being so big and there still being this source wasn't enough to like cleanse it.
That's fair.
And while it eased his symptoms, but you move ahead and
For anyone watching this on YouTube, you're watching Grey's Anatomy.
but yeah, you go ahead with this, and there is a swish and a clang as the axe severs through the arm, and there is just a loud bellow as like the adrenaline like floods through this giant, and he's sort of like, having been somewhat eased by Stix, comes back into suddenly like back into consciousness as his arm is removed.
Well, he gets 80 hit points.
Arwen swoops back in with a heal.
Boom.
Which,
Boom, boom. Shake the room.
you watch as like not entirely new skin, but like rather than just being the raw muscle and bone, it like knits over and stops bleeding very quickly.
It looks quite nice.
Yeah, it's rather than being a few seconds old wounds, it now looks sort of like a several week old amputation.
Nice. And then I ask Klari's help to just tie it all up in a nice little bandage with, the rest of the rags and things that we've got lying around here.
Put a bow on
If
it.
we don't have any, I'm going to sort of ask this giant guy to just sort of tear off some rags of his and do it.
We have supplies on the ship, but it's all gone.
Yeah, it's a bit frozen.
Yeah. What happened to your ship? We saw it on the coast. It was an interesting vessel.
We came here as a scouting party. There used to be a fort in this area that we traded from a long time ago, before my time. We were looking to restart trading once again. Where we come from, we don't have fine metals or large trees such as these to make things from, but we have an abundance of skins and furs, bone, hide, whale oil, and fermented meats. We make weapons and things from bone as well. Fine bows.
Would it be in bad taste for me to pick up the arm that was chopped off and say, here's some bone for you to use?
It would be in very bad taste, yes.
Oh.
Yes, that would be an incredibly bad taste.
We brought much with us, including a large portion of our village's gold to try and trade.
Where do you live?
We live across the sea to the north.
Oh, fancy.
We came to the south to trade.
Oh, and okay, yeah, and the dragon attacked you.
Yes, we were attacked by the White Devil.
Lovely.
Descended upon us with icy breath and forced us off course onto the rocks. I didn't see what happened to the others. I was too busy trying to get Taruk away. He was injured.
Well, we're actually here in the north to deal with that white dragon. The town, I believe, that you speak of, well, there is a town nearby that might be up for trade, and if there was a fort nearby here, I imagine it's been taken over by this dragon and his forces. If you could help us against the dragon and his forces, we would stand a significantly better chance of dealing with them. You could return to your people and, tell them that you've, that trade can begin again. And I'm sure if you did, potentially there'd be good sort of deals in that trade. Obviously, I'm assuming you helping this fort come back to fruition, and the towns nearby come back to fruition. I'm sure they'd be very, very thankful to you, and maybe they would offer maybe a reward. I mean, I can't speak for them, but that's how things are generally done in and around here. People are very grateful. And obviously, we are somewhat known around these parts, and we can maybe vouch for you if you were to help us. Having someone giant like you facing a big dragon and also facing the many sort of people over there would be incredibly helpful. Obviously, we know it's very dangerous, but you seem like a very apt warrior. Your friend could remain here under, or wherever you want to go. I mean, if he finds that he can be that he can that he can help in any way, then that could work. Oh, and do you ever regenerate?
No.
Oh, no, I don't. Did druids get it? I don't think druids get it.
I don't.
No, druids do get it because Luke had it
Oh.
for a while. I mean, Stix wouldn't know this, but I'm just thinking if we could give this giant his arm back, that would be quite helpful. But obviously, we couldn't do that now or today because you used your spell.
What level was it?
7th.
Oh, I don't think I can do it then.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
no,
I can't.
Ah,
I
no
don't
mind.
have 7th level spells.
Ah, fair enough. No, in which case, yeah, I just sort of ask, generally that, and ask if he's willing to help.
We have no way home now. Our ship is destroyed. Most of the crew are dead. I have no idea how we are going to get home. I have to. Maybe once Torok is better, he will know what to do.
Question.
Well, we could also maybe help with that too. I haven't. Oh, you go.
But you normally trade with people here. Is it that village over there that was?
We have not traded for many, many generations.
Oh, okay.
We once had a fort on this island that we used as a trading outpost. If you can reclaim it for us, then you are welcome to whatever of our gold the dragon stole from the ship. If we do not return in several weeks, then they are surely to send someone else looking for us. If we have the fort, then they will know where to look for us.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I have a question. How far is your lands from here?
Many miles across the sea. Why?
Like, how many days travel?
Maybe a week. It depends on the weather. Fair winds.
Because Windwalk does not say a size thing. It only says you're up to 10 willing creatures you can see within range. So I was thinking maybe we could try and get him home if he needs it via Windwalk. 8 hours of just flying. I don't know if we'd.
I don't think you can do that in a
Yeah.
day.
I mean, we'd be traveling a lot faster than a ship. Like a ship won't travel 300 feet per round.
No, but a week
6.
into 8 hours.
When you think ships generally travel through the night as well, so it's a constant. Whereas when Windwalk is only 8 hours of the day.
Yeah, that's true. Just looking it up again because I remember looking it up. Windwalk multiplies by 10, thus you can move 240 miles in an 8-hour period.
That's quite a lot of miles.
That's quite a lot of miles.
It is.
I think. Oh, wait, no. Actually, I think it's something like 500 miles. Yeah, 545.454 miles in the span of 8 hours if you dash the entire time. Obviously, also, I'm assuming, obviously, you can't dash the entire time.
Yeah.
Maybe half the time. But still.
Yeah. I mean, if you think like, Vikings, like Norway to England type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think in terms of. Well, Vikings Norway to England, yeah, they did that in about 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, it was like weather dependent. It was
Yeah.
about 4 to 6 days.
That was a
according to Google.
That was a shitter of a trip. Because the water was very cold.
I was going to say because they were going to England.
Also, well, actually, compared to Norway at that time, England was pretty good because the land was actually fertile and it wasn't as cold. So
True.
the Vikings, they could walk around in like the equivalent of t-shirts and not be worried about just dying from the cold at night. But I won't get into all that history because otherwise I won't stop. I'm sure that if you helped us, I'm sure that we could get some people to make you a boat or help you make a boat to sail back to your people. I'm sure that's a thing we can do.
You would promise to help us get home?
I promise. If you help us against this dragon, I promise on my oath as a paladin, I will help you get home some way, somehow. Obviously, this land is at war, so you have to bear that in mind as to the amount of time it would take for you to get home. I'm not saying you would be able to get home immediately, but I promise I will do whatever I can personally in terms of asking people for help, vouching for you, vouching for your services, things like that. And maybe some monetary aid in terms of gold as well, to get you home. By the way, Mr. Giant, what is your name? I don't think we haven't exchanged names yet.
My name is Skjolman.
Skjolman.
Skjolman. Skiolman.
I think that's a yogurt.
No, if it was a yogurt, it'd be Nordish, so it'd be SKJOLM.
You're completely right.
Yeah, Skjolman. No, he's fine because it's an I, but if it was a J, you're looking at some kind of copyright.
I guess my name is Skjolman. This is Tarok.
No, that's a good name. I like that one.
Taruuk. It's Taruuk. I was going to say W, which was
Taruk. I've heard Taruk somewhere. Where have I heard Taruk? Daruk. Cool. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna. I guess. I mean, I don't know if we want to sort of wait out the rest of the. What do we want to do now? Do we want to just wait out the rest of the day here with this friend, make sure he's okay, and then tomorrow set back off and kick some ass?
What part of the
Or
day? Okay, one, what part of the day are we in?
Quite early in
Two,
the day.
what day are we on?
What day are you on?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one day has passed. So you've taken one long rest so far this session. So one further day has passed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're referencing Genevieve's thing.
Yeah, I think you wrote it down last time.
It is in 10 days.
I mean, it's his arm, not his legs. I think he can walk.
yeah, but he's also just lost an arm and had just had his arm cut off.
How long
I
ago did you
think-
wind walk?
We at least give the guy a minute.
You
But
could
then-
turn wind walk back on.
Oh yeah, I can turn Windwalk back on, but I would need to recast it because now there's different creatures.
Would you?
But that's fine because I can do that.
Oh, all right.
It's fine because I can do that. I've got the amount of charges to do that.
I just feel like we probably need to make our way towards where we actually need to be in the end.
Yeah, I do get that. I mean, do we want to keep him here then?
Well, is that lady going to come back?
Oh yeah, she might do.
So I think we move in.
Yeah, no, good point. Would it be rude to send a giant back home?
Wait, what about the village? The one with the woman, with the girl who's doing the magic.
Yeah.
Would they naturally trade with these people?
Make a history check.
I will help, given I'm a half elf who spent a lot of time in the forest.
15.
Jeez.
You
15.
don't think this is, from what he's been talking about, the fact that they haven't traded for a long, several generations and things like that. Generations is a relative term, creature to creature, but you imagine there's probably a few hundred years in that. You would reckon that these people probably don't have a history of trading with giants.
What about the people who were locked in that cupboard?
You reckon that there's probably no one who has done that sort of trade for a while. They probably had with the way he's talking about this fort, you reckon they probably had some sort of hub that people traded to and from, but they probably didn't trade up and down the coast.
Can I ask him if it was back that way or if it's on that way, this hub thing?
Yeah, we weren't 100% sure, but it was in a large bay. We were heading for a landing point east of here when the dragon attacked us.
So it's towards where we actually need to go.
Yes.
Okay. Damn it.
Yeah. Okay, I might have an idea.
Go on.
I could cast Commune with Nature,
Hmm.
and within 3 miles find maybe another suitable cave.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I will try Commune with Nature and see if within 3 miles there is another suitable space to hide Taruk.
Okay.
Taruk. Um,
Do you have to roll or anything, or?
no. It just says that I ask nature questions, and spell doesn't function when nature has been replaced by construction, such as in dungeons and towns. You instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects that relate to the area: terrain, bodies of water, prevalent plants. So I'll just ask: are there very large caves in the area? That's one thing I would like to know.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you get almost like a mental map of the surroundings, very briefly, and there are a couple of large caves. Where you are at the moment, the coast seems to rise sort of into a set of rocky hills. They're a little bit sparser with trees on top and things like that do seem to lend themselves to a more cave-like environment, natural caves and things like that. Including just a couple of miles down the coast, there you learn that there is a cave that has a bit of a sea inlet.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that seems okay. So we'll help. Is Taruk awake?
He seems to have, with the healing and the restoration and everything like that, and obviously the pain and things, he seems to have lapsed into what looks like a natural sleep. He is a more similar color to Skjolman, so he looks healthier. He's not shaking or anything like that. It's also noticeably warmer as he's not giving off that extremely cold aura anymore.
Okay. In which case, I'm going to ask Steelman if he can help his friend walk, and we can walk down to this cave a few miles away. Actually, no. What the fuck am I thinking? I'm gonna windwalk a soul. So I'm gonna ask him to wake him up.
Mm-hmm.
Recast windwalk. Travel to this cave.
Yeah.
Unwindwalk. Check out the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Seems all good. Nothing inside. No bad things nearby or anything. Well, bad thing nearby, but
Yeah.
the inside seems okay.
Yeah.
Like a suitable place. Going to ask Taruk to unwindwalk inside. I'm going to cast Create Food and Water. So he has food and water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast Plant Growth around the cave entrance to try and hide it a little bit. Because obviously you said this is a bit more of a rocky terrain with sparse trees, but I'm assuming there's still some. Oh, no, this is by the coast, so I'm assuming maybe there's some kind of plant life I can work with to just create like large bushels and vines and things hanging over the front, so it just blends in a bit more with the environment, and the cave opening isn't more.
Let's take this step by step then. So Skjolman wakes up Torun, and he sits up gently, and you can see, sort of in slightly more detail, you can see the face of an elder. His beard, you can see like the remnants of
old.
like a not like an old elder, but like like an elder sort of.
He was like,
Were you about to be like, oh, if he's that old, we should just leave him?
I thought it was like 18 or something.
No, so Skjolman looks young. Sorry, no, yes, Skjolman looks young. Has his like youthful
But
appearance.
the one that had his arm chopped off.
The one that lost his arm, he was described as a shamanistic healer. So, he looks what would be the equivalent of a giant's 50 or something like that. So you can see the probably once neat braids in his beard and things that ended up being sort of like tangled and pulled and stuff like that. So he looks a bit wild. He kind of sits up and sort of grunting and looks around. And they have a sort of a quick, sort of like hushed conversation in Giantish, where Skillman sort of explains that you guys were, helped, saved them from some devils and things, and are going to find them another place to stay. And in exchange for Skillman's help fighting the dragon, then you will try and help them get home.
We're doing a lot for them, and they're not doing a lot for us. I'll be honest.
Well, no, the Skillman's going to help us fight the dragon. That's a pretty big act.
That dude.
Put his life on the line.
Yeah, and we just saved this other bloke.
Yeah, that was more just because I'm a nice guy, sort of part of my oath, I've kind of got to, but not that I wouldn't if I didn't have to. Put that out there, Prezirion. But yeah, I need to. I need to do it. And then I'm helping him get home in exchange for him helping us fight the dragon. That's how I'm seeing the exchange go down.
Right, okay.
We're just good people. Collectively. Individually, it's up for bargain. But collectively, we are a good people.
Okay. If you say so.
I do.
Okay. So he explains the situation to him and helps him up as he rises to his feet. He's sort of a bit unsteady, and he goes to catch himself on the wall with the arm that's instinctively with the arm that's missing, and sort of crunches into the wall and lets that sort of Stix, you hear him say, "That's gonna take some getting used to."
Yeah.
But yeah, you all head out of the cave, at which point, as you emerge, one of the imps is just sort of there. It's so where to now, boss?
Oh, you're definitely gonna. One of them has to stay watch of the dude.
Yes.
Surely.
Yes, I agree. The only thing is, though, you say stay watch, but then what's it going to do if something comes around? It's a little
fight it.
yeah, I suppose.
That's why we got the fighty ones.
That is very, very true. So yeah, let's get one of them to stay behind. I like that.
Okay, so you gather everyone up, and so you've got Stix, Arwen, Klari, Hugo, Namiri, 5, 2 giants, 7. Are you casting on the 3 imps as well?
I mean, you might.
I mean, how else are they going to come with us?
Okay, so you cast Windwalk on everyone, and you lead them down the coast.
Yes.
This cave is easy to find. The coast sort of rises up, forming a cliff for several miles, and it's easy to find this cave. You can see it just between a split in the cliff, where the sea seems to flow in. You can see that it seems to be, you guess, maybe around low tide or mid tide at the moment. You can see marks on the walls where the tide rises, but it's quite a large cave. It leaves plenty of space. You're not worried about it being completely submerged. Making your way inside, you are able to make use of maybe some sort of smuggler's pathway or something like that around the edge to keep yourselves dry. Hugo just about fits. The imps obviously fly. Namiri and the giants are too big and they will have to slip into the water. The giants just sort of wading through, maybe waist deep. They don't seem bothered, but as Namiri kind of goes in, she's like, "This is freezing," and begins to sort of hum to herself, quite a sort of tunefulness, and where she is sort of drifting through the water beside you, you can see where like her back and her neck and things are exposed out of the water. As she's sort of humming, there's like steam rising off her because she seems to be casting some sort of spell through bardic magic to warm herself. But the cave goes back quite deep, deep enough that the light from the opening begins to diminish somewhat, and you find inside there seems to be like a small internal beach, like a large area of sort of sand and stone, either naturally or deliberately eroded away. But a key feature stands out to you immediately. What you spot is a skeleton, a large creature, but small for what that creature can become.
Is it a dragon?
It is a dragon.
Oh, dudes.
There is a small dragon skeleton. You would guess maybe being this close to Valuc'tar's lair, this dragon was unwelcome and met its fate.
I hug Hugo and don't let him see.
You hide his eyes. Okay. But there is plenty of space here for the giants. So, Stix, you then cast Create Food and Water, you said?
Yep, create food and water for this giant to have food. It's the food enough for 10 people, so I'm assuming it's food enough for a giant for maybe like, if they eat sparingly, 2 days. Sparingly.
The food disappears after a certain amount of time with Create Food and Water? But it's certainly enough to feed a hungry giant for a little bit.
Spoils if uneaten after 24 hours. The water is clean and doesn't go bad. The water's fine. You can survive longer without water than without food.
So you create this food for him, and you reckon, given the the amount of healing energies you guys have transferred into him and cleansed of this infection, and the source of this infection in his arm, you reckon that it'll, with the food and things, he should be able to fend for himself relatively soon.
Sweet.
He goes to he goes to embrace Skillman, and you can see he instinctively goes with the arm, with the severed arm, and then has to switch, and they embrace in a warrior's grip, forearm to forearm. He's like, yeah, and you hear him say, "Your father will have my head if you don't come back."
Oof.
I promised I'd keep everyone safe. I'll see you soon. And the rest of you exit. The imps are just sort of flitting around the cave entrance. They seem to have grabbed some seaweed and be playing tug of war.
I love them.
In the air. As you come out, one of them with playing the tug of war spots you and drops the other one pinwheels back through the air, and he just sort of snaps around wait till now, bosses.
Why am I imagining them a little bit like, in The Lion King, there's the three hyenas?
Yeah.
A little bit like that, where they're really dumb and just sort of
Well, I can't
make
believe
it
you'd
a
say
little.
that about my stupid imps. How dare you call my
jokes.
stupid imps dumb?
Stupid or dumb, they are great.
Yeah.
They are loyal.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I was going to say, the three crows that were played by the Beatles in that one animated movie that I can't remember. But
No.
The Jungle Book. They were eagles,
yes,
I believe.
Well, I don't know. What do you want to do?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Yes.
yeah. I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. Do you? I don't know. Opera.
Okay. So, with that in mind, you wind walking off again. You did mention you wanted to do some sort of like plant growth. Having seen this setup, it is basically like the classic sort of like triangle split in a cliff. There's not a huge amount of potential for plant growth. Certainly,
Well,
with
I'm hoping the smuggler's path you said that we walked across.
yeah,
Just growing some kind of plants over that a little bit, just that the path basically becomes impassable for people.
Mhm.
So like any regular person walking across wouldn't think, oh, there's like a smuggler's thing in there. Oh, this path leads directly into there. They would think, oh, this path kind of leads up there, but then a bunch of plants get in the way. So
Okay, yeah. So you cast plant growth, and what it does is it kind of really accentuates all the like seaweed and things that are sort of on there. You can imagine at high tide, you can see the marks on the walls where it would rise above and cover this pathway. It like grows really heavy and almost creates like a thick sort of bed covering. So you can still sort of make out that there's some sort of like rocky shelf there, but it wouldn't look like necessarily like a pathway anymore. And if anyone were to try and walk across it, it'd be very slippy. It wouldn't look like a place that was regularly or easily traversed.
yeah,
Lots
perfect.
of algae.
Lots of algae and seaweed and things clinging to the rock.
Perfect. I loved having spells. In which case, I believe my work here is done, and we should. Well, what time of day is it now?
By the time you've gone through all of this, it's probably early afternoon.
Early afternoon. Okay.
It wasn't very long into your initial journey when you encountered the imps and the Irenaeus and the giants.
Because I'm thinking we could head in a little bit, but I don't know if people want to rest, because obviously I know, Arwen, you've used a heal today and a couple of things.
I mean, I think we could go a bit further.
Yeah.
And then
I'm thinking go a bit further, make use of the wind walk, and then maybe take a rest a little bit away. And then
I'd agree.
Yeah, you agree? Cool.
Okay. So, everyone wind walks again, and you're in the air for a little bit of time. The imps are clearly having a great time being wind. As you all sort of fly fairly steadily and consistently, they are in and about these small eddies, much smaller than you guys, is in and about. You see one of them will sort of like burst through another one, and the wind and the eddies will have to sort of like gather back up. And you can only imagine what sort of obscenities are running through their heads.
I know who they are. They're those two possums in Ice Age.
Yes.
Buckwild.
the one in
Yeah, no, because we left one back in the cave, so yeah, there's now only two of them.
Yes, you left an imp on guard duty.
Yeah.
Yes, that is. Yes.
And we got the two that were fighting. That's exactly who they are.
That is brilliant. That is actually fantastic.
Midweek research, rewatch Ice Age 3.
Yeah.
I
Until
didn't
says
hear that.
they're going to go into a fight and they're just going to play dead. Just like wings and everything just go up. Like,
Have you seen that video of the squirrel and the
Yes,
broom?
and the broom.
Yes.
Station.
yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so you begin to make your way. After a couple of hours in the air, having traversed a significant distance down the coast, you move into an area that feels very different. The cold in the air becomes much more biting, even in your wind form. And you soon see ahead of you
Fighting.
a shift in the landscape.
Dragon.
The
Sorry.
Go on, do your dragon impression again.
It's a bit like a crocodile.
That's a crocodile. That's more dragony. There you
No. Yeah. Dragon.
That's good. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Dragon.
Yes. That's fairy dragon. But the landscape shifts and the temperature around you shifts. It seems to get slightly darker. The cloud above you becomes heavier, and as you watch the area on the horizon comes closer into view, it seems hazy at first, but as you get closer, you can make out a heavy snowfall. A large area of the forest inland is covered with snow as well, and a huge icy plateau dominates the bay, extending out from the land several miles.
Oh. And is there signs of life somewhere?
From the air, it just looks like a cold, frigid expanse, many, many miles of frozen sea.
We're in the right place, dudes. It's frigid over here.
For fuck's sake.
What?
Nobody kissing over here. Nuh-uh. These people waiting for marriage over here. This is
A 20. Lightning bolts strike you all.
It's okay.
my AC is higher than 20.
Oof.
It's a natural 20.
Disagree.
2.
You just wait till Stix takes a dip into Divination Wizard.
Then I tell you, there is no divination magic in Kavran. There are no wizards in Kavran.
We know wizards.
No, we know sorcerers with books.
So you begin to fly over this very cold, frigid, icy
Whisper that
tundra.
word.
The snow falling all around you seems to deaden the wind. Seems very quiet as you proceed. And almost as if drawn in by some sort of unnatural element, you find yourselves homing in on the head of a river. And between two small hills where this river has carved its path, frozen over now, you can see nestled on on the slightly larger of the two low peaks, there is a large, slightly tumbled down set of stone buildings.
Like houses or like a...
Like a fort.
Okay. The giant fort.
Indeed. Several miles off at this point, but it looks like you have found what you are looking for. How would you like to proceed?
I reckon we use the rest of our wind warp to get a little bit away.
Mm-hmm.
By a little bit away, I mean like a decent few miles away. Rest up, ready for the battle yonder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Kick ass tomorrow.
Okay. You make for the land, veering away from the fort into the snowy woods. And you settle down to take maybe an earlier evening than you might otherwise, but you settle down to make camp. Given the number of individuals who are in your camp now, and the size of some of those individuals, or the chaotic nature of some of the others.
That's why I said like a good few miles away, I think. Obviously, yeah, recognizing those individuals in our camp.
I mean, we're all the same height, led down. Sometimes.
I'm assuming a giant, when it's lying on its side, is going to be like...
No.
Like
no.
4
Same
feet.
width.
So they're like really thin,
Mm.
but really tall.
Yeah. They're just stretched. That's all it is. That's...
A strong wind will just
They're
blow
thinner because
us.
they're stretched.
Yeah.
Wow. The more you know. So, if you would like to make some attempt to, well, would you like to make any attempts to conceal yourselves?
Yes, I put a bush on my head.
You put a bush on your head.
Yeah.
Okay, we're now playing Fortnite.
No.
I was just trying to work out a Fortnite joke in there.
Okay. Well, first to look for a place with potentially the right cover.
Well,
I would like one or two of you to make survival checks for me.
Oh, well, one or two
I
of
get
us.
to do it with advantage because this is my favourite terrain.
Fantastic. Then I will just do it myself. 24 and a 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you manage to scout around in this snowy terrain. As a point of reference, what are the terrain types? In D&D. Favorite terrain.
I mean, we're still in a forest. It's just cold.
It is verging on Arctic.
Okay, well, I got a 24 anyway. Without the advantage.
You scout around for a while. Fortunately, you've got plenty of daylight left to play with, having chosen to try and settle down earlier on. And you manage to find a couple of potentially likely looking spots. One is where a large tree, a great sort of mighty oak, has fallen, possibly due to the frigid temperatures being persistent, has caused it to die and fall. But what has happened is, as trees often do if they fall in sort of high winds, a large portion of the roots has come up and it has pulled up a load of earth and things, and it has created a sort of bowl-shaped depression where it has pulled out all this earth. But also where that earth has come up from the roots of the tree has created like a wall. So it's created a large like dip in the ground with a wall sort of on one side, partially leaning, that could create a good sense of cover. Another place that you find is closer to the coast. There seems to be a section of frozen ground where the ground maybe has split, and you can see down there is like a deep looking ravine that was maybe 15, 20 feet across, and 40 or 50 feet deep. If you could make your way down there, it would provide a lot of visual cover from above.
No, I don't like that one.
Do you know, I was actually thinking, given the fact that there's maybe a dragon flying around, that'd be pretty good. But, I don't know.
Wait, was it ice above? Wait, can you explain it again?
So there is a ravine, a split in the ground, where
Right.
the ground separates for maybe 15, 20 feet across, maybe 80, 100 feet long, is this like chasm in the ground.
Right.
And it's about 50 feet deep. And it's sort of like, jagged and uneven. So if you were down at the bottom, it would create visual cover from above.
Okay.
Something would have to be almost directly overhead in order to see you.
How tall did you say it was?
About 50 feet deep.
Okay, yeah, no, that's better than I thought. Okay. I thought it was a hole in the ground that, like, someone had fallen through some ice.
Yeah, no.
But it's not.
No,
That's
this
fine.
is like in the earth and stone of the ground.
Okay. Are they the only two options?
Yes, because they're all I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. Is the tree hollowed out at all?
The tree, it is like a big old tree. Yeah, I'd say like, sort of like 5 feet in diameter. So, a very large section of roots and things has come up. Yeah, let's say yes, it is somewhat hollowed out in the middle. Where things have like given way as the tree has died.
I vote for the tree just because you could probably set a fire, a controlled fire, in the hollowed out bit of the tree and not have the smoke directly go up.
Yeah?
It'll be more dispersed and stuff if you're kind of in a hollowed out bit of tree, if you know what I mean.
Yeah? Yeah, I suppose that works.
Because if it's frigid temperatures, sorry, I love you. If it's freezing cold, at least one or two people are going to want warmth, and I can't stay up all night just making people warm.
Well, there's making people warm, and then there's what you do, which is burning people. There is a significant difference.
Yes, but I can just go woo.
Owen's just sat there, slowly turning
Rotating.
side to side like a fucking snake eater.
That's like wildfire spirits for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How
Little
long
space
did
eater.
wildfire spirit last?
8 hours?
We'll just pull that out. A little space heater. Although I guess if if you go incapacitated, it doesn't go away, does it? So that would be convenient.
Oh, only 1 hour. Which I think is not fair. I think it should be a bit longer because it's my friend.
And also, you can wild shape for longer than that. So why can't you have a wildfire spirit for longer than that?
And it's not
When it
concentration
uses your
or anything.
I guess maybe that's why, because it's not concentration. It's like a little ally.
But then you can have Elvis for like
forever. If he doesn't die, I
Yeah.
could keep him around for the rest of my life.
I just wish it was longer than just an hour.
An hour and a half. Yeah.
Better than an hour.
I like your idea with the tree.
But
I trust.
that was just my idea. But if you have better for the hole in the ground.
My only thing is the giant. He's obviously very big. And,
yes, he is.
You have a giant who is huge and a dragon who is large.
The dragon is the least of our concerns.
The least?
Yes, actually.
Okay. Interesting.
No, the dragon is very high on the concern. Because if you think about it, we're on white snow. He's a black dragon.
It's purple. She's purple.
And Hugo.
Yeah.
Black's good at night.
Yeah.
Black is good at
the least of my concerns because the giant, big, 2 imps, nutters, me.
Sure.
Who knows what I'm gonna do?
Forest fire.
Exactly. Hugo's just happy to be there, and then I don't know, Stix might kill an imp or something, and then Klari and Namiri. Is it Namiri?
Yep.
Yeah. They're very level-headed. Those two, absolutely fine, in my opinion.
Okay.
Why?
You know what?
Does she feel left out? Do you want me to be concerned about her? Do you want me to look at her and go, I'm watching you? No, exactly.
Do what you like.
I am doing what I like.
Clary's got a spell scroll of fabricate. Could we just make a house?
Yes.
Yes, this tree is huge. It is, was once a mighty oak. There are many trees around. If you want to, you can use your spell scroll of fabricate to fabricate a cabin.
Oh my god, cute.
Is it the most is it the best thing we can do with this spell scroll?
Well, it's better than getting planning permission from the council.
That is very, very true. Unfortunately, Claire's gone to the bathroom right now, but I'm going to go ask her if we can spell scroll of fabricate.
Through the door.
Babe. Spell scroll of fabricate to make that.
Oh, jeez. That's funny. So probably you couldn't have waited 2 more minutes.
She said, and I quote, I don't see why not.
I thought it would be, and I quote, could this not have waited 2 seconds?
No. When you live together that long, you don't really give a shit. You just sort of talk to someone on the other side of the door.
At least it's on the other side. You can just open it up.
Huh? No. I put my head in, but It's my face.
Fair enough.
Blue.
Yeah.
Please don't do that to me.
Yeah.
Why not?
I like privacy. On the
Oh
team.
yeah, no. This very much only goes. This very much only goes one way. She does. Yeah. No. She doesn't do that. And
It's very much like having a puppy.
yeah, I don't know if you heard that. She said it's very much like having a puppy. I will admit I don't do it when she goes number 2. That is a that is a person's private time.
Then that conversation definitely could have waited 30 seconds.
It's been 30 seconds and she's still not, and I'm impatient. And that's not a lie. I don't purposefully do when you're number. Yeah, because never mind.
Can we build a house?
Yes, we can build a house.
Yay! Oh,
Okay.
this is hilarious.
Are you going for a house?
No,
Or-
rustic cabin in the woods, but not like creepy vibes, but like cute.
Yeah, no.
Ooh, it's the winter. Who might
I'm
be
thinking like sort of like, so with this like massive oak, we basically get, we use the fabricate thing to basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Excavate the inside, so that from the outside it still just looks like a big oak tree, but on the inside, party house.
Oh, good lord! Yes.
Well, not party house. Cozy cabin in the frozen woods,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever wood is left with that stuff, we and some other things around. We do something for the giant.
Okay. Well, the spell has a 120-foot range, but it does say it's limited to 8 5-foot cubes or 1 10-foot cube.
8 5-foot cubes or 1 10-foot cube.
Which
Well, we
doesn't
could do
seem
a of.
commensurate, but
So we could do 2 20-foot cubes with 8 5-foot cubes.
no,
Hold on.
because a 20-foot cube is 20 feet on all 3 sides.
Oh no, yeah,
5,
it would be
10,
it would be
15. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Wait, 1, 2, 3,
You got loads of
4,
bottles.
5, 6, 7,
Yeah, that's
8.
not my bottle.
Okay, so we could make.
You can make a space up to 40 feet long and 5 feet wide. Or
No,
20 feet
20 feet by 10 feet is
Yes.
better.
is better, yes.
Because then you could make
Yes.
bunk beds.
So basically, you can make a space for everyone except Namiri and Skillman with Fabricate.
How high?
5 feet.
We can only go 5 feet up.
No, you can go higher, but you only have like 8 blocks to play with in terms of space.
This is going to be the. That's awful. That's the worst. It's going to be about this tall. I can't put a bunk bed in something that tall.
You can't. We'll just be sat down.
Oh shit.
And no, you can. It's just one bunk will be on the floor, and one bunk will be a few feet up. It's like, have you ever seen the inside of like tour buses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It'll
have.
be-
If you take
It'd be like
if you take that as a map, that's like your space.
Okay. I have an idea. Okay. On a tour bus, you can get 3 bunks. It's kind of like a coffin, but you can get 3 bunks.
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, this section.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is
on the square.
us in a group of 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then this bit can be for Namiri,
Okay.
and then the imps can just sit on the floor,
Right.
and then Hugo sleeps with me,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other guy can just like
Stillman can be
hold an umbrella or something.
outside. Yeah, he can be outside. I'll see what he can do. He can sleep under a tree. Well, he's a frost giant. I'm assuming he's fine with the cold.
Yeah, the
Cold
cold's not a
doesn't
problem.
bother. Yeah, cold doesn't fucking bother him.
How's this?
You can go in the hole.
Where is my free drawing tool? Let's draw the worst
Yeah, we
drawing
can
ever.
dig in a hole.
So, right, hold on. Let me get rid of this.
Maybe he can pull down a tree and pull it over him like a weird blanket.
So, what you've got is you've got a sort of a dip down here, and then you've got oh god, what happened there?
That was lovely. Oh god, I got hiccups.
And then you've got like the roots there, and then like the trunk goes along here, and then you've got
Oh, that's beautiful.
the bit at the top.
Yeah, that's stunning.
And so you guys use
Looks
fabricate. You can like
Looks
hollow out this space, and you can all fit in here. La la la. And then what you can do is where the roots are like dragged into the air here, you can use fabricate to sort of bring them over and create like a cover so that they so rather than being sort of like straight up, they like bend down and over, and like using like some plant growth and things, you like fan them out so that they create a bigger cover. So visually, and maybe sort of wrap them down and round to the side as well, they create a good covered space.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm glad my beautiful drawing has conveyed that well.
We can call this episode going way too into detail and things we did not need to go into detail about.
Which is a really long and detailed title.
Exactly.
Well,
like we went through an entire fucking thing of like repairing this giant's arm. Who does that? Oh, I love it. Right, yes, that is exactly what we do, and it's cozy and it's wonderful. And Arwen immediately sets it on fire.
Yes.
excellent. All right. Well, you can all take a long rest, and we will pick things up in the morning once again, because that's a great place to start a session. You do, anyone with temporary hit points left over, you do unfortunately lose those.
What?
That's fine.
Right.
I think I was the only one to lose them by getting a fucking massive rock thrown at me.
Yeah.
But oh well. Didn't
Oh, well, indeed. And I better make sure I've got all my stat blocks and things ready, because it sounds like there's going to be a dragon fight next session.
Fuck yeah.
So
Bring
stay
the
tuned
giant
for
the
that.
dragon